Hello and welcome back to High School History. Today is the final episode of the Expected Questions series, which is Theme 15, Framing of the Constitution. Do like, subscribe and share this video with as many of your friends as you can. You may join the Facebook group, which moves on to discussing various questions and doubts. And if you have a particular doubt from this individual video, you may ask specific questions in the comment section below. Please take note that this video does not cover all the points. It is only estimates based on previous year's question papers. So if you're a high scorer, don't limit yourself to just these. So let us start with today's episode. So on pages 406 to 407, you have a question of the tumultuous time that India was facing or the challenges faced during the writing of the Constitution of India. This could be, just facts for objective type questions, or it may come as a 3-mark question. For pages 408 and 409, there is a discussion on the composition of the Constituent Assembly, how the 1946 elections had panned out, and therefore which political parties were particularly dominant. So you can discuss that. And the last paragraph of 408, which goes on to page 409, does talk about the influence of public opinion and how that modified many of the discussions that were taking place in the Constituent Assembly. Pages 409 to 410, you have a discussion on the dominant voices, that is those who were the important people involved in the making of the Constitution. So this would include officers, artists, as well as political leaders. So these are names that you must know. These could come as 1 or 3-mark questions. Pages 411 to 413 talk about the objectives resolution, where Jawaharlal Nehru actually laid out the vision of the Constitution. So this section is particularly important. It can come either as a regular question or even as a source-based question, as it has come in the past. So you must know the features of the objectives resolution, most likely 1 or 3 marks, or as a source-based question. Pages 416 to 419, there is a question of continuing separate electorates, even in independent India, especially you can be asked the arguments for and against this theory, and this would come for 1 or 3 marks. Pages 420 to 422 talks about rights of minority, and many people wanted to redefine minority as not just a religious minority, but also to include the poor and the depressed caste. There was also a question of whether women should be included in the minority definition as well. So in this section, we've had in the past source 8, which has been asked as a source-based question. So again, you can expect either a source-based or a regular question from this part for 1 or 3 marks. Pages 423 to 424, there is an important discussion on the powers of the state. This is something that you've been familiar with. I think starting class 7, you keep talking about the balance of power between the center and the state in our country. So in this particular section, you actually come back to why this whole debate had arisen in the first place and what the different points of view were. There were some who argued for a loose confederacy. There were others who argued in favor of a strong center. So both these arguments are given in this section. So you may get 1 or 3 mark questions from here. It could even be an 8 marker perhaps. Pages 425 to 428 deals with the language problem, whether we could have a national language or not, or official languages, scheduled languages and so on. This is an ongoing problem even today. It has come in the past for 8 marks. You've also had, a 4 or 5 mark, which now has been reduced to 3 marks in the new pattern, asking for Gandhi's opinions on the language issue and what he thought should be the national language of the country. And this could even come in as a source-based question, which it has once in the last 5 years. So prepare the section accordingly. Then you have this blue section from the end of the chapter, the concluding points on pages 428 to 429. Here there are listed 2 important features of the Indian Constitution. That is, it was largely a consensus, and the second part is where they're talking about secularism, and there are so many fundamental rights which actually address this issue of secularism as well. Then you have the final part, that why it is important for us to study the constitutional debates and what it helps us understand of those times and about our own constitution as well. So these can come for 1 or 3 marks. So thank you for watching this video, and thank you for watching all of the videos in this series. If you haven't already, I am linking the playlist below. Do go through them as you prepare for the board exam. I hope they will be useful to you for your examination. Until the next video, bye bye.